Hello, friends. I am guilty. That's what we're going to talk about today within our practice. Thanks for joining the channel. This is Living Peace Yoga. I am Sean. I have a beautiful practice scheduled for you today in regards to bringing our guilt to the Lord. I know, sounds like fun stuff. Matthew 11:28 through 30 says, "Come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light." One hope that is never lost. Friend, He will meet all of your needs, whether that be the need of time or the need of money, the need of professional advancement. There we go. Friend, He will meet all of your needs, whether that be financially, whether that be spiritually, whether that be professional advancement, even time. But friends, I am guilty because I ask in abundance for those things. However, I have discovered in my private time or my devotion time, my quiet time, that I am guilty, because to expect Him to bring all of these things upon me and to be abundant in them, I must first give Him the first of all of those things, right? 1/10 of my time, 1/10 of my tithe. And friends, I have struggled to give Him my work life. I'm not sure why, but I discovered this week that that is something I have not surrendered to Him. So He has not blessed me abundantly in that area because I've not laid it down. So friends, now that I've discovered that He will come and rescue me when I'm weary, even at work, in my profession, my career, my job, I know that when I lay this down here today in our practice together, I will be able to move forward in abundance in that area. So yes, friends, I am guilty of not laying down something at the feet of Christ, or I have laid it down, but then I'm very skeptical, and so I pick it back up, thinking that I can fix it better myself. Friends, I cannot. And I cannot fix it without Him. So roll out your mat, and we're going to hop in and do some yoga. Friend, I normally save this to the end of my video, but I'm actually going to place it at the beginning this time. So as we move into simple seated, gathering what we may need today, which is a block and either a bolster or a pillow of some sort that you have available around your home, anything will work, as we're going to use it a little bit later in our practice. But if you would not mind, at the end of this practice, please go to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and then also hit the thumbs up on this particular video. Actually, all of them if you want to, only because it will allow me to keep bringing you more practices and more content your way. So we're going to come to simple seated, hands at heart center, rocking back onto the sits bones, elongating the spine, dropping those shoulders down and back. And we're going to come to that place of stillness. Also coming to the place of breath. The prana of our practice is the breath of our practice. Friend, I'm thankful of the breath that the Lord gives me. It is a blessing each and every day. So what can we do with that breath today? Good. We're going to take a deep breath in and bring both hands up high, bringing them together at the top, coming back down to heart center. Good. One more time, bring those hands up to the top, bringing them together and bringing them down to heart center. We're going to take the left hand, we're going to place it on the right knee. Place that right hand back behind. Good. And we're going to look back over our right shoulder. Good. And then with one foul swoop, we're going to scooch over to the other side. So placing that right hand to the left knee, looking back behind with the left hand planted back behind you. Drop those shoulders if we've tended to creep them up. Good. And then bring those hands back to center. We're going to move into all fours. And we're going to do some practice in all fours or at a neutral tabletop position. So reminding you of the positioning, wrists under elbows, elbows under shoulders. Rotate the arms in so that those two lines of the elbows are actually looking at each other, and then hips beneath knees beneath the hips. We're going to drop the belly down, lifting the hips up, tilting our head up so the crown is facing the heavens. Good. Take a nice inhale. As we exhale, we're going to round out the back, pressing those shoulders back towards the ceiling or the heavens. Good. And we're going to rotate through a few of these cat-cows. Good. Just bringing some movement and some warming up to the spine. Of course, moving through at your own breath pace. There is no perfect cat-cow. You can go as deep and as long as you would like. And then knowing that you can press back as much as you'd like as well. Good. Warming up the spine here. Good. We're going to place the right hand forward and we're going to place the fingertips on the mat. We're going to do the same with the left hand. And then press those hips back as if we're in kind of a miniature downward dog, but pressing up on those fingertips. Good. Come back to center. We're now going to press the bum into the heels. Again, pressing back into a quick child's pose. Good. We're going to come back to center, curl those toes, and come back into a downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal those feet. Of course, this is our first hamstring stretch per se. So nice to be able to move those feet and create space as we warm up here. Good. Press those hips back. Look to the top of the mat. Walk to the front. We're going to forward fold it out. I'm going to place my hands on the mat and I'm going to pull myself a little deeper into that forward fold. Good. And then we're going to take a nice deep breath, standing up, bringing our hands up to the top, bringing them together. Exhale, forward fold it out. Inhale, we're going to halfway lift, pressing our hands on the shins, elongating the spine, looking out in front. And then exhale, forward fold it out. Friends, again, I'm going to place my hands a little past my feet, working behind me, and pulling myself into a deeper forward fold. You do not have to do that. If you're comfortable where you are, then just forward fold where it feels comfortable. But I'm trying to move forward in my practice. Good. Taking a nice inhale. Bring the hands up to the heavens. Exhale, forward fold it out. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Elongating the spine. Exhale, forward fold it out. Placing those hands to the mat. We're going to extend our feet out long into a plank pose. We're going to come into that chaturanga push-up and up dog. Good. And then curl those toes back to downward facing dog. Good. Press those hips back towards the wall behind you. Look to the top of the mat. This time, friends, I'm going to jump to the top. You do what's comfortable for you to get to the top of the mat. We're going to forward fold it out. Good. Taking a big deep breath. Stand up, hands up overhead, bringing them together. Exhale, forward fold it out. Inhale, we're going to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold it out. I'm going to pull myself into a deeper forward fold. Good. Place your hands to the mat. Extend those feet out long into a nice plank pose. Moving through our chaturanga push-up and up dog. And then curl those toes back to downward facing dog. Good. Stay here. We're going to press those hips back. Good. Look to the top of the mat. Walk, hop, skip, jump, forward, fold it out. Good. I'm going to place my hands back behind my feet, pulling myself into a deeper forward fold. Good. Inhale, standing, hands at the top. Exhale, forward fold it out. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold it out. Extend those feet back to plank, coming down into that chaturanga and up dog. And then curl those toes back to downward facing dog. Good. Bring those knees down. Take them wide if you prefer, or if you prefer to leave them at a neutral positioning, you can. But I am going to place them wide. I'm going to let my belly hang right between my legs. And I'm going to move into a nice, juicy child's pose. We're going to be here for a few breaths. Good. Come on back up to center. Bring those knees together. Uncurl the toes, or curl the toes. We're going to move into our downward facing dog. We're going to extend that right leg back, and then we're going to bring it on through for a runner's lunge. Good. We're going to let that hip just fall to the mat, the left hip that is. If you would like, you can bring the mat closer to you by utilizing a block or 2 blocks if you would like one for each hand. It does bring the mat up, but I'm going to move deeper into my practice by letting that left hip fall towards the mat. It really opens that up. Be careful not to let that right knee come forward of the right ankle. We don't want to hyperextend the ankle that way. Good. Blade that left foot down. We are going to open up into a warrior 2. Good. Bring that right forearm to the right thigh. Left hand up. Good. And then bring that left hand forward so that it's pointing to the wall in front of you. And then really reach, reach, reach. Looking to see that there's a long line of energy from the tip of my left finger to the tip of my left toe. Really reaching, and I can feel a nice deep stretch in my left hip. Good. And then open that left arm back open for a warrior 2. And then we're going to windmill both hands on either side of that right foot. We're going to bring the right foot back to meet the left in downward facing dog. Good. Press that left leg back. Bring it on through for a runner's lunge. Again, utilize your blocks if you need to for a modification. That's completely okay. Actually, I'm going to continue with it during this pose, but I'm still going to let that right hip fall towards the mat. Of course, being careful of that left knee, not letting it come forward of the left ankle. Good. Feels so yummy on that right hip. Good. We're going to blade that right foot down. We're going to windmill open into a warrior 2. You can deepen that pose by leaning into that left knee. Good. Place the left forearm to the left thigh. Right arm up. Good. And then we're going to take that right arm and we're going to reach it on forward to the wall in front of you so that there's a long line of energy, and I can feel it from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your right toes. Feeling that nice deep stretch in the right hip. Awesome. Feels so yummy today. Good. We're going to windmill back open into a warrior 2, and then windmilling both hands on either side of that left foot, unblading the right foot. We're going to bring the left foot back to meet the right in downward facing dog. Good. Bring those knees down. Take them wide and come into your expression of child's pose. Find your breath if you lost it. So we're going to come back to the breath. Nice, easy breathing here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And friend, just letting that go. Friend, we mentioned earlier that I am guilty. I am guilty of not surrendering some things to the Lord that I really should. Obviously, we're all guilty of that. We're all human. But friend, what I don't want you to do is to carry more guilt around than what we already do. Friend, the Lord already carried this to the cross. We do not have to bear this, and we don't have to feel guilty about it. Just now that we know, or now that I know, now that God has brought it to my attention, I will move forward, surrendering to Him that which He has given to me. And then hopefully He will abundantly bless me in that area. Maybe not with millions of dollars, but with a sense of peace in that area of my life. So friend, I, like you, am leaving it right here today on this mat. I vow to try to not pick it back up, but I am human. But I am going to surrender that today. So what is it of those 4 items that we talked about that you could surrender? Time, finances, your job / career, tithe. What is it that is calling to you to leave here on the mat, and something that you could move toward later this week even? Good. Come on back up to neutral. Bring those knees together. Curl those toes. We're going to come back into a downward facing dog. Extend that right leg back nice and high into that 3-legged dog. We're going to bring it on through into a runner's lunge. Good. We're going to bring those hands up for crescent, and then sinking deeper into the pose. And then we're going to open up to the right side, or the long edge of the mat to the right. Awesome. Coming back up for crescent. Good. And then we're going to open up to the left side of the mat. Arms extended out, fingers reaching both in front and behind. Good. And then bring those hands back up for crescent. And then windmill those hands down on either side of the right foot, bringing that right foot back to meet the left in downward facing dog. We're going to extend that left leg back into a 3-legged dog. We're going to bring it on through runner's lunge. Good. We're going to bring that up for crescent. We're going to sink a little deeper into the pose. This time we're going to open up to the left edge of the mat, just twisting at this low abdomen area. So pulling the abdomen in, twisting open the back to the left side, each fingertip reaching to the wall in front of it. But we're going to leave those hip points pointed forward. All right, back on track. That's why yoga goes so well with life. Good. Bring that left hand up for crescent. We're going to open up to the long edge of the mat, to the right. Good. Back up for crescent. And then one more time, we're going to bring those hands down on either side of the left foot. We're going to pull that left foot back to meet the right foot in downward facing dog. Good. Bring those knees down. Come to the bum. We're going to flip those legs around into staff pose. Toes pointed towards the heavens. We're going to take a big deep breath in here. Hands up overhead. As you exhale, forward fold over both of those legs. And that's feeling pretty yummy about now. Good, and we're going to come back up to center. Take the right foot. We're going to place it over the left knee. Elongating the spine, sitting up tall. Good, we're going to take a nice inhale. Hands up overhead. Exhale, forward fold it out. So forward folding over the left leg. Good. And bring your hands back up to center, as well as your upper body. Good. Extend that right leg out. We're going to bring our left ankle over the right knee, right toes pointed up. We're going to take a big deep breath in, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold it out. Good. And then slowly sitting back up, we're going to release that left foot. We're going to scooch our bum towards our heels. We're going to roll on back, one vertebrae at a time, onto our back. We're going to bring those knees into the chest. Good. And then rock from side to side, giving that low back a little massage. Feels so yummy. Good. We're going to extend the right leg out long, toes to the heavens, keeping that left leg pulled in, knees to the chest. Good. Release that right leg, left leg extended out long, toes pointed up. Bring the right leg in. Good. For a nice knee to the chest. Embracing this pose. Good. One more time. Bring those knees into the chest. We're going to take our first two fingers, so the first and second finger, wrap them around each big toe of each side, the right and the left. And then we're just going to close out before Shavasana with a little happy baby here. Oh, makes me miss my granddaughter. We got 10 inches of snow last night here in Michigan, so it made it a little difficult to go visit today. But hoping to see her later in the week. Good. Awesome. Rotating those legs out and about, straightening them out straight if you'd like, but just really rotating the hips around, rocking back and forth. Good. One more time, bring those knees into the chest. Good. Place those feet flat to the mat. We're going to go ahead and grab our bolster at this time. And whatever it feels comfortable for you today, I would like you to do, or whatever you feel like you need. If you want to take Shavasana in child's pose, utilizing your pillow or your bolster, that would be fine. I'm going to go ahead and lay back. I have really become fond of placing the bolster under my knees. So I'm going to place the bolster under my knees, rocking back, flat on my back. Good. And then tucking those shoulders down and under. Starting at the tip of the head and working down to the toes. Searching one area of the body at a time, finding where you still feel tension. Friends, no matter how long we find ourselves waiting or how distant the fulfillment may seem to us, when we put our faith in God, we will not be let down. The timing, however, is not exactly ideal sometimes in our own time, but it's always ideal in Christ's time. The trust we've placed in His promises will be rewarded, and our hearts will not be disappointed. In Proverbs 23:17, and I'll close with this. Don't envy sinners, but fear the Lord. You will be rewarded for this. Your hope will not be disappointed. And friends, He promises it. So if He promises it, it will happen. Thanks for practicing with me today, friends. It was more of a blessing than you will ever know, and I will be excited to see you on the mat again next time.